Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Foxman Plays Planet Coaster, the creative series. Um, yeah, it's creative. I think so. I'm continually amazed and just genuinely, sincerely happy to see just the level of joy these episodes are bringing to some of you fine folks out there. Really makes me happy. You know, everybody has their own way of doing stuff in life in general, and in games that's very much a thing. You know, different people play games differently. Um, but it's nice that I get to play the game as I do, and there's a generally, majority of people like, hey, I can dig this. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's cool. You know, you know. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm gonna keep saying thank you for a very long time because I will always be thankful that people want to spend a slice, a sliver of their day with me. So what's going on? Well, if you saw the last episode, you'll probably have a decent idea. If you didn't see the last episode, I mean, of course, I'm gonna be like, yeah, go check it out. But let's do a quick recap. So basically, we built this doohickey. It's still rough. So when you're looking at it right now, you're probably like, well, that looks unfinished, and therefore it looks like garbage. You know, how could you take it 75% of the way and then just not do the other 25%? But this is kind of how I'm playing the game. Sort of is fleshing out bulk portions of stuff, working on different projects, maybe coming back. And sometimes if I don't necessarily have a good idea for how I want to finish something, I don't want to force something and put my time into it if I'm really not feeling it. I'd rather just come back later, refreshed. Maybe I had a eureka moment in the shower and it's like, oh, I could do that. So yeah. I did spend some time just before this episode watching what is it, Monday NLSS, and they're talking about, okay, this is something I need your help. Please, let's get it going in the comments. I'm gonna ask the question kind of nice and early in the episode, so hopefully we can get a few people answering it. Grilled cheeses. They were talking about ketchup in general, like what do you use ketchup for, yes or no? And they're pretty much against ketchup for most things. And I'm not like the biggest ketchup fan, but when they said there was like such a weird thing that people have ketchup with their grilled cheese. So apparently that might be just a Canadian thing, which is totally fine. But honestly, if you get like a really nice, crispy, super cheesy grilled cheese, the ketchup, kind of its slight acidity, you know, most ketchups is not like, you're not like, oh, that's a very acidic thing, but I mean, it kind of helps cut through a bit of the excessive cheesiness sometimes, and you just dip a little. I mean, some people go a little heavy on it. Hey, that's their prerogative. But is it that weird of a thing? Do you guys do that? And if you do, like, where are you from? You know, if you're not from Canada and it's not familiar, that's cool. You can think it's weird. I think we think of a lot of cultures, what they do. It's just because we didn't grow up on it and we didn't experience it from a young age. So when we learn about it later in life, you're like, whoa, that happens somewhere else, right? It's like when my mom told me, because, you know, when she was a kid, they you know, were not rich or anything by any stretch of the imagination. So cow tongue sandwiches were a thing, right? And I know a lot of people now are like, well, yeah, but cow tongue is actually delicious and stuff. They didn't eat it back then just because it was like, well, this is gourmet shit or whatever. It's a delicacy. It's just like, you know, it was cheap. You put it between two slices of Wonder Bread and you went to town. But to me, that sounds gross, but she's like, no, we actually didn't really mind it. So is that like the same thing as dipping a grilled cheese in ketchup? I don't know. Anyways, let's play the freaking game. Just wanted to get that out there. So, this is going to be a pretty creek-heavy episode, but I want to explain a couple things in terms of the general next steps. I was still looking at this because we talked about, you know, it's just the fear and the nausea is too crazy, which I totally understand as I'm building this. There's always me saying that we were going to need to tweak this heavily, this in particular. But I was almost thinking maybe we just reduce the wildness of it here. Maybe instead we have this stretch and come around here. So then it gives us a lot of time to turn. And they get a bit more time to kind of look at this stuff, like at this side. And they can even, as they're wrapping around here, they'll get a look over the hill here. It'll reduce the nausea and the general fear, and then we can come back around here and do some stuff, and we don't have to work with such, you know, I'm imposing some pretty harsh limitations on myself by trying to go through these different elements of the terrain. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? Trying to follow the terrain and stuff, but here it doesn't work so well unless we widen this a lot and bring this up. And I also have them going up. This is upside down. It's kind of hard to tell with the way this track is. It's basically a square tube. But yeah, this is upside down, and they're always sideways, so it's just too scary for them. I just want them to experience nature. Anyway, so I'm finally starting to think about ways we can do this. So I'll come back to that. I started as well to do some research on the Halifax explosion. So I've mentioned that a few times in episodes prior. Really, the only thing I knew previously was I want to put it somewhere in this vicinity. But then I was thinking, like, I kind of want to, like, I don't know if there's like some sort of kind of like site plan, you know, but this is back in the early 1900s, and photographs and stuff were kind of sparse. I mean, of the aftermath, there's certainly some photographs and stuff, but I did find a map of, there's like 4 different piers, so I might be able to make them, well, you can't see the picture I'm looking at right now, but basically they're arranged in a certain way, and I should be able to do that easily enough. There are docks in this game, or stuff to make docks, and then we'll just kind of make like a mini town. We'll do a few, I don't want to say generic cookie cutter houses. I'd like to make them a little bit different, or buildings and stuff. I'm going to try to do some more research on them, but they're mostly made of brick from what I can tell, which is not unreasonable for early 1900s buildings in Canada and in cities and stuff like that. So we'll do that. You know, again, it's just going to be like a small section. We'll do a few buildings and stuff. I don't know if I want to disguise any, like to actually have a shop or something inside of them. Just because I feel like having a bunch of buildings here without any sort of actual services to people might be a bit extreme. As well, we need to have a train going through along here. So I have to think of how that's going to start, where it's going to end. You know, maybe we have it kind of coming through down here, the shoreline, and doing something. We can do the little, it's more like not a, it's a ride, sort of, but it's also just like a way to get around. I don't know. But, wait, let me just see here. It's not a thrill ride. Is it a gentle ride? No. Is it technically a coaster? Oh, track rides. Why is that empty? Oh, that's right, that's right. So we could do like this. We can do this as the train. Coming towards the town. The explosives and shit. I don't know. It'll go through. Obviously, we could do some like barrels exploding and some of the pyrotechnics and such. But I almost want to do it like pre-explosion. Because when you think of a theme park, right? People are going to be like, oh, look at that building is blown up. You know, that's not very fun. It's almost like we're paying tribute to it in a weird way before the explosion happened, I guess. So anyways, I just wanted to point out that I am actually working on that stuff, but given that we're trying to capture real world landmarks and events, it does require a fair bit of work beforehand from me. I don't want to just go in and wing it, and totally butcher it. So anyways, let's get this lighting. Wow. Oh, it's so bright. I apologize if your eyes are kind of squinting, so are mine. I am going to take a sip of my drink, though. Just some good old-fashioned tap water. It's in my Pink Floyd mug, though, which I got for Christmas a few years ago. Stocking stuffer. I love it, though. I love Pink Floyd. Is awesome. It's a great mug. This is dope. It's got, it's got the little prism with the beam of light going through on the one side and then the rainbow on the other side, or the full spectrum. It's awesome. Okay. Quickly before we start building, just a couple more ideas. I was thinking of how we could, again, way back, several episodes ago, I was talking about having some tunnels that kind of come through here so that they can connect to this side. That, basically, I don't want them to have to walk all the way around. My only problem is I don't want it to be a scenario where, like, say everybody's walking down here and then they all decide to walk this way and then they just don't come down here. If that's the case, we might actually have to, I don't know, put some stuff here to tempt them. I mean, yeah, we could put some shops. Maybe I do want to have some rides and stuff on this side, I think. And you call me crazy, but I almost thought that maybe we do something not like this, but like maybe a third or a half of it at most, kind of over here. So not like a park. I was thinking more like a building or something, and it could be like it would have the same kind of base, sort of, except maybe not the tunnel. Because then the more of this kind of stuff we have, the less special this one will be. So I want to have that as like the only tunnel where the water goes through. But we could do a short-ish, it only comes out so far. But then there's a building on top. And it could have a couple shops or something like that as well. Just again to kind of break up the wall a little bit. And give them more reason to kind of come towards this path. So I was thinking, because we got some space here. And yeah, the river can just be on the other side of it or something. So let me know what you think of that idea, or if you think I should just leave this as all nature. But if we do something like that, again, it's another project for us to work on. It'll be kind of a unique-ish space. And yeah. I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. But the tunnel there, and I was almost thinking we also have a tunnel here. I'm going tunnel crazy, but this one we would actually line up and have it kind of centered along here. And then it would go through here. I don't know if that's overkill, but then if they can't go through there, then they do have to walk, all the way around here, right? It's a lot of walking. So let me know what your thoughts are. What I am going to do, just as maybe as a reminder, let's get some paint going on up in here. Yeah, we'll get the sand. Is like, let's go like that. We can recolor that easily enough. I'd rather do this than actually do any sort of terraforming. I almost pulled out the terraforming tool, and then we'll do something kind of similar here in this general vicinity, whereas I was thinking of having the other one. So if you think maybe we do both, or maybe we just do one of them, I'm generally open. Of course, we may change our minds way down the road as we get more of this stuff in. So We are building a creek. And we're going to connect it up to here. It's actually going to be a lot of work. The finishing parts of it. So let's see if we can get the rough ideas. I'm going to need to do some more disguising, you know, kind of rocks like this to hide the fact that technically they're not all connected because we've got different levels here. But I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, or I might start at the bottom, then start up here, and then, you know, figure it out. Let's, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Okay, by the way, I found a couple things with this building now. One, I fixed the pillars. It took me a while. I did that off camera because it's not exciting. And, what else did I fix? I didn't really... I fixed the rock that was dangling in the tunnel here. And as well, I just added these little knob jobs in there for now. We'll do more detailing. We'll do more... Maybe a very basic lighting. You know how, like, here we have lighting every archway? We might just put, like, a couple in here. So it's not totally dark. Still gotta put a gate on either side. The other thing is that I forgot. See, this is what happens because there's so many components. There is a corner thingy. So we can totally fix this fence. At least, actually, yeah, we can fix the whole thing. So I'm gonna duplicate and oopsies. One more. There you go. Let's bring you up, bring you over. Nice and bright, sunny day. I hope your day is going well. You deserve it, you sexy thing. Okay, we're gonna have to just bring these other guys closer. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of the other guys. Let's just place it for now, though. Duplicate and advanced move. Yeah. So here, I'm just going to bring it to... see, this is the shitty part. Let's go just to this knob job. So we don't have any weirdness. Shoot. I might have to realign from starting from this side, though. Okay, first of all, let's just move this a bit more. Advanced move it. Try and line it up. It's getting close. That's pretty decent. And then if we move it back this way to line up. Yeah, you can see we might actually have to shift all this stuff down. But that's not necessarily a problem because, like, this is funky. We gotta... Oopsies. We gotta fix that shit. Maybe we should start here. Delete. At first I thought this was gonna go nice and smooth. But now I know better. This is almost like too bright here. All this stuff is shining off the wood. Okay, you know what? Actually, the brightness is kind of 12. Let's try lunchtime. Let's try 3. Ah, there we go. Less shiny. Yeah, I guess maybe... Maybe we work from here. Let's get it ever so close. Oh, 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 oh. You know, that's fine. The height's gotta come down. Oh, that's why it was looking still a bit off. We were too high, man. Cause she's so high. High above me. She's so lovely. And then, like, that's... Alright, we're definitely golden there. Although, technically, it's gotta come back this way a little bit more. But let's do that. Slide you in. Okay. My nose, it's itching. It's itching. And there you go. Bam. We can move this guy back a bit more. Okay. I'm going to do an advanced duplicate. See how this is gonna work. Ugh. You know, if these guys lined up perfectly, I would almost just leave it as is, even though it's off a bit. Darn it, man. Well, what happens when we... Oh, no! I accidentally undid. I did not mean to. We could go like that. Would you notice? Rather... Oh, that bothers me so much. And now this shit doesn't line up. Yeah, that doesn't look any better at all. Honestly, I might almost prefer just to leave this bit like that. Because I don't think there's any way we could shift all this stuff over, then it's just going to be screwed up on that side. Although, speaking of this side. Alright, we're going to duplicate you, my brother. Okay, we'll just plop you down. And, advanced. Okay. I think it's going to be easiest if we just do the vertical one first. Get that as close. I think that's close. Get another look. It's got to come down a smidge. Hey, Midge, it's me, Mo Sizzlack. I always... Ah, shit. Okay. That'll do, that'll do. I always love how Mo called Marge Midge. I don't know why. It was just such a funny, ongoing joke. I'm sure it's they're still doing it. I just haven't seen Simpsons in a few years. But it's almost like it's too current for me. Back in the day, I mean, there were references and whatnot, but like it wasn't like every week the show was about something that happened the previous week. You know? But I guess after a while, you start to run out of ideas, and you do need to go with the current trends and whatnot. But still. Is it still a bit too high? There you go. That'll do. So let's go back to this guy, bring him back, and then we'll duplicate him. Wait. How in the hell did that happen, though? This guy seems... Are all these guys this low? How did that happen? Huh. That's crazy talk. Again, you know, we've got a lining up issue. I think for now, I'm just gonna have to live with it. What I don't like, though, it's like it's sloped. There's something funky going on here. See, you can, it's like up here fully on this side, but as we go, it gets real low. Man, what up with that? But now this guy's low. What the heck? What are you doing to me, man? Okay. Stay like so. You, get moved back up a little bit. But look at that. Yeah. It's so funky. I don't get it. Put you back in your place. Right there. Duplicate. And we'll just line it up closely. I really don't want to spend the majority of this episode doing freaking corner railings. Yeah, like, what's going on here? So weird. Alright, well. It is what it is. Why can I not... Oh, I see. Move you back, and then we'll duplicate you. See, like, this guy's lower, too. I didn't lower this one, unless I did, and I did it by accident. It's really pissing me off. Darn it. Alright, you gotta come down. You're getting so high, buddy. Alright, we're living with that. You can't even tell from here. Someday I'll come back and fix this horse shit. Just pretend you didn't see anything. And then here... we'll do similar. Sorry, I got a little hiccup. I ate some delicious... Every time I duplicate it, it raises it up a bit. I think that's what's going on here. That's gotta be it. Okay. This is not gonna line up, is it? Ugh. You're killing me, Smalls. I don't know which way to live with. You didn't see that. Alright, let's do the last shitty one. I'm certain there's a very simple way that I can do this to make it not suck. But I don't know what that is. Yeah, we'll just line you up. Gonna duplicate and place this last dude. Okay, let's just do this quicker. Dick turd. And then we're gonna fix this little bit underneath, which I will do with ease. Advanced move, control X. I gotta remember that one. Camera's being so fidgety today. Can you just cool down, brother? It's a Monday evening. We gotta relax. Frankie told me. He said, relax. Camera. But look at that lineup job. I did that. The camera is being a real ding-dong. I'm barely scrolling here. Hey, I'm scrolling here, but I mean, I lined this part up really well. Obviously, these little handle knobbies. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, I didn't hit, whatchamacallit? Save or accept. Slightly off. We can dig it. And then how did you go? So go like this. Duplicate and move. And then we line up this first one, and then we let the duplicate be right around here. Oh, this one looks so weird. It doesn't look that way on that side. Why? Why? Oh, because this shit isn't lined up. Oh. My bad. We'll delete you for now. Yeah, we gotta get you lined up. Bring you in. Accept. And the push. I just really want to work on the creek right now. There you go. Advanced move back to your original position. I don't know why you're raised up. Like, that's not me, right? I mean, clearly the game is changing, because this shit was lined up before I moved it over. Obviously, it changed something. But now it looks... Oh, you camera... I love this game. I love this game. But there's a few very small things that are... Looks like it's a bit lower. Alright, and then line you up like so. Do the same thing to your brother over here. Yuck. It looks so yucky. Ignore it. You never saw it. And then lastly, we gotta get these corners duplicated. Actually, I can just, yeah, pretty much bring that guy out. I'm alright with that. One-stop shop. Drop and roll. Although, you know what? I actually kind of want to be this one. Duplicate. I'm gonna go back and fix that on the other side, maybe. Yeah, I see. I want this length to be pretty much uninterrupted by the grain of the wood. It sounded very pretentious. I can't deny that it wasn't. Done. There you go. Alright, it's coming together structurally. I still gotta work on these corners. I'm gonna need to spend some time to figure that shit out. I'm gonna basically start with the creek around here. Now remember, we need to kind of create the illusion that it's sort of going downhill for the most part. Even if ever so slightly. I think what I'm going to do first, though, is we're going to go to the terrain. Let's pull some of this stuff up at first. Maybe a bit more than we ultimately want it. We'll flatten the foundation around here. So it's flat. Yo, am I crazy or does that shit look crooked? That ain't crooked. Yeah. Definitely need to bring this shit up. We will make it look more naturalized, but this needs to start out flat for the most part, so we can make a realistic looking ish creek. It's flying the foundation, not the surface, so it shouldn't be crooked. Alright. And then it's going to go into a little pond of sorts on this other side eventually. Alright. There you go. Oh, this is actually going to take a lot longer to make look really good. But let's just start. Maybe I should chisel some shit. I should reduce the size. Let's go down to 3. Chisel's kind of like push, but it's a bit rougher, I guess. Bit more square. So if I were to put a building around here, I want to make sure that the river kind of goes this way. I should maybe actually be using this tool for now, just so it's all on the same level to start with. And then let's kind of have it meander a little bit. We might have to do... more of a steep slope over here. We could make it. I don't want to do like another... I want the... This is not finished cliff, by the way. I mean, you guys know that by now. Everything I've done so far is not finished. But I want that to be like the only kind of cliffish element around here. So I'm going to do some more... just like grassy slopes here that meet up with this, because we can't edit it beyond this, so we want a decent enough transition. So I'm just gonna kind of wing this a little bit. Let's smooth it out too. Smooth it, raise it, smooth it, raise it. Raisin bran. 2 scoops of raisins. Oh. We'll come back. I mean, I want it. Yeah, closer to what we're this section right here. It's gonna take some finesse. And that's the thing. If you're terraforming in this game, like, you're gonna need to do work multiple layers. It's like if you're painting a room, right? Even most paints, the paint and primer, it's like, oh, you know, you could just get away with 1 coat. I never trust that shit. 2 coats minimum. Just to make sure, right? The first coat, when you're done, you're like, oh, this looks like shit. It looks kind of patchy and all that stuff. Then you come back, you do a second coat, and you're like, wow, this looks a million times better. And then in the case of needing a 3rd coat, though, then you're just like, damn, son, we good. We good. So right now, we're on, like, the 1st coat. Yeah, it looks like shit. Of course it looks like shit. But we know we got several coats ahead of us. I might have some kind of actually cliffy-like elements in part of this. Maybe we'll do that. Obviously, these trees need to move. And we can paint some of this stuff too, just to get rid of the rocks. You can have a grass slope that's this steep, you know. That's fine. We'll come back to the rest of that shit later. I mean, that's easy enough. The water part though. Let's this guy. That's the one I want. Okay. Let's keep on riding through. Yeah, maybe if we get this up. And then we'll build up around it later. And yeah, I want there to be a bit of grass and shit on either side of this. We'll put some rocks, we'll put a couple like of the dead-ish looking bushes. You know, they're not really getting much sunlight in there or anything, so maybe we'll put them more towards the edges here so they get a bit of sun in the morning and in the evening. But definitely not in the afternoon. We might have to make this a bit deeper. And I almost feel like it's around at this point where we do the old rock trick. We pile a bunch of rocks and then we raise up the foundation for the river kind of in this section. Because otherwise, if we keep going, this is just going to be like a canyon right here. And, I don't know. As well, I want to have a little bit more meandering on this side. You know, the creek. We're definitely going to have to raise. Or just actually maybe lower. Some sections. I don't know how the water's going to work. We have to seal both ends, though. I can tell you that much. Let's do this. See if we can get away with that. It might be too shallow. Shallow Hal. Going with Paltrow and Jack Black. Alright. Alright. Let's play with this. It's too low. Okay, that's fine. I kind of expected that. Let's just do a test here. That's still too low, eh? Damn, son. That should... I hope that does it. There you go. Although... I wish we could get away with it being a bit higher. Unless... Is it just too low on one of these sides over here? Let's try and raise all this shit up. Oh, it's right there. I think that's why. Ah. Okay. And then let's make sure, yeah, under this wall. That could be another problem. Okay, go back to water. Oh, don't give me this malarkey. Well, whatever. Let's let's do the rest of this shit. And then we can always lower the sides a bit more. I just want it to be kind of shallow. Like how? Shallow how? Okay, just roughing it, just roughing it. Oh, now you'll go up there. Oh, okay. Great house. Actually, I think it's still the same level it was before. It just seemed... Eh, I don't know. Okay. This stuff, yeah, I definitely want it nice and low here. Not so low that you see the bottom of the, whatchamacallit? The rock. Wrong way. And you know what? Sometimes I don't want to smell what the rock is cooking. What if he's just brewing up a big old fart in his pants? Doesn't smell very good. Alright. Again, this is going to look pretty rough until we get some riverside rocks and bushes and a few trees and such. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to do it bit by bit, brother. You guys ever had deep fried butter? Apparently that's a thing. Not trying to shame anybody, but it's like... seems a little crazy. Butter's good, but I couldn't just like take a bite out of it. Kind of grosses me out. I guess if you're deep frying it, at least you got a little batter, something extra there, but still. Deep fried butter. Stick of butter. Deep fried. Mortified. Petrified. Stupefied by you. Ah! There we go. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was the grass that broke the stream's bank. There we go. We'll smooth this. Actually, I should probably be smoothing it out rather than putting it down. Let's kind of look at it from up here. Obviously, it's not done. The textures do a weird thing too when you pop out. So I'm not too concerned about that. Soften some of this stuff up for now, or smooth it. But generally, I mean, that looks okay. I almost maybe wouldn't mind it being a bit thin. I don't really want it to be too thin. Yeah, this is some weird stuff. It's like a little nature's bathtub. How do we... Because I wanted to do kind of a pond here. Well, first of all, I'm just going to remove this guy for now. So I think he might be in the way. If we go back to Terraform, let's... Oh, we should bring this guy up. Let's bring all this up. We'll decide how we're going to transition it down. Again, I kind of want to keep most of this kind of the cliffy part, and then have more of a steep slope. So maybe we'll go with that idea. But let's do this. I'm going to increase the size a bit. That's a bit much. There. 20's plenty. No, 20 would be way much for our needs. Okay. And then we'll flesh this out, and then we will do the fixing up of this side. I just don't know how big I don't want it to be a big pond, but I definitely want it to look like, hey, that's a pond. And I don't have anything in particular I'm modeling it off of. Oh, this does give me an idea, though. How cool would it be, I wonder, to have part of the pond, like, it just goes right up against that. Oh, but then we'd need to build some more brick wall. I'm not opposed to that, though. Just having it kind of come right up to a section of this. This is not the final shape. What is it? This looks like a guy, his head is tilted back a bit. This is his nose, and then his tongue is just sticking way out. That's kind of cool. And this is his neck. He's got a beefy neck. He's like Corey Taylor from Slipknot, aka Neck. His nickname is Neck. All that heavy metal thrashing. It's a pretty good looking dude, though. I'm just gonna say, for a metal guy, you know. I don't even know what that means. Metal guys, actually, I mean, a lot of them pretty good looking dudes. I don't know. What I am gonna do is take a sip of my drink. You know who isn't a good looking dude? Gene Simmons. First I was gonna say Gene Hackman. He's fine. He's old, but he's fine. Then I was gonna say Gene Wilder. I was like, ah, man, rest in peace. No, Gene Simmons. His hair looks like a weird helmet thingy. I don't even get it, man. And you know what? Kiss is overrated. Big marketing scheme. I don't like the shape of this yet. Let's give me some time. Give me some time. Want to make it look kind of like plausibly natural, but not overly, whatchamacallit, overly complicated. Honestly, that's okay. Oh, look at that motherfudging reflection. It took a minute to show up. Yeah, you're late to the party, buddy, but it's there. Okay, so now let's just quickly go in and edit this building here. And duplicate this bad boy. We might as well just go that far down. Yeah, boy. I almost wonder if we do like a special treatment here of some other kind of like rocky ledge type thing or what. I mean, it looks okay. It looks okay. See, this is how you help make your game not kill computers. Have the reflection only show up when you get right in its face, and then it reverts back to this. See, that's smart. Well, that could just be the game engine, you know. That's an option in the game. Whatever engine it's made in. I don't know what it's made in. Or if it's custom. I'm generally okay with the shape. Just smooth this stuff out a little bit more. I'm going to reduce the intensity. Increase the size to 4, though. kind of like this edge. Maybe I don't want it to be like a gradual sort of thing necessarily in some spots. I might come back and do some sandy areas in some spots and have more of a gradual transition of the land into the water. But I also kind of like it being like a little bit steep. Alright, let's smooth all this shit out. I'm gonna raise this up a bit. Oh, yeah, I forgot the intensity's down. It's cool. It's good. It gives me a little bit more control. You can be a little trigger happy on the mouse without having to worry too much about stuff going crazy really quickly. Alright. But again, when we start doing like, you know, trees and rocks and stuff in all these different areas, that's when we're going to come back and actually do more finesse with the terrain. Because I don't want it to just be so relatively flat. Definitely not perfectly flat like this is right here, you know. Kind of more stuff like that would be okay. Actually, you know what? This kind of shit right here, it's a little weird, but I like it. It's a fun kind of transition up there. What I will do is just make this not quite as perfectly even. I'm gonna raise that bit up a little bit. I don't know. Smooth that edge. Some weird kind of triangular shadows. And then this shit we definitely need to take care of. Let's get a look from that side. It's nice and kind of gentle over there. Oh man. Yeah, if you want to give good advice to Northern Lion with terraforming and such, I know he's been having troubles with it. I might do a standalone video just for people in general. But reduce the intensity, man. Because then it lets you do stuff without it just all of a sudden going crazy from like 0 to 100. And then you're like, well, I don't know what just happened, you know? It's because the intensity is way too high. Once you're comfortable with it, yeah, increase the intensity to whatever you're feeling. But it's not like, you know, one day you just start driving a car. There's a whole licensing and training. You gotta read the books and all that shit first. Answer the 20 questions. You know, this is Ontario. I know it's different from province to province, state to state, country to country. But yeah, you gotta answer questions and all that shit, and then you sit in classrooms and you learn about it, and then it's like a bunch of supervised stuff. And this should be the same thing with terraforming. I'll write a book on it. You gotta read it. You gotta do the test, the written test, and then you gotta sit with me for a while, watch me do it, and then eventually I'll give you control of the mouse. Although I'll have a second mouse in case shit goes wrong. I can pump the brakes on it, or just a keyboard. I'll Alt F for it. Okay, let's pull all this shit out. Generally, try to, I think, actually, you know what? I'm okay with this kind of being a bit cliff-like here. I might even pull this back in a bit. I'm not sure. I just don't quite like this part in particular. I don't know, man. Alright. But again, we're just roughing it out. I gotta get more water. My throat is so dry today. Oh yeah, that's better. It's good water. Tap water is fine. I don't know, different cities, they got different, you know, different water. City of Toronto tap water, A-okay. But I've definitely, lived in some places, like, you can smell the chlorine. Like, if you're having a bath or something, right? You get the water going, you go into the other room, and you, I don't know, you do whatever you do. You strip down naked, or maybe you're eating an omelet. I don't know. But then you come back to the bathroom, and you're like, oh my gosh, it smells like a pool full of chlorine. Back when I lived, of all places, in Bath, Ontario, actually, you'd go into the bathroom, and you're like, oh man, that chlorine, that's cray-cray. Anyways, I feel like this should actually be before it levels off. Or it should be a bit more level up here, and then it can kind of taper down. That's a bit too high there. And again, we don't want this to seem so flat. I don't want to roughen it though, just because then the roughen, it just pulls way up too much. Roughen is more for rocks, really. It's not quite as good as grass. Although if we have the intensity down a bit, but you can see how it starts to change the texture too, right? To look a little more rocky. So anyways, we'll come back to that because I just feel like this rim here it's too thin. Yeah, it's too thin. It basically makes it look man-made, and I know, yeah, technically I guess I'm making it. But we don't have much room to play with it on this side, so. Oh well. We'll come back to it. Still though, generally, I like the idea of people being able to look over the water. We'll have some trees, some small bushes. We could even put one of the little splashy. Let's just see here. Is it under scenery? I think it is. Bubbles, confetti, metallic. No, where's the fountain splash? Just see what that looks like. I mean, that's more of a fountain thing. I don't know if I want that there, to be honest, but... Oh, now I can't freaking see it. Yo, though, we definitely gotta do some custom painting down there. $2? Oh, no. Terrain. There you go. Can't see so well. Since we've already got the water there. We could always undo the water, but we don't really need to. I can see it. Do the rest of the river later. Let's get the edge like this for now, which is certainly like a huge fan of that. Yeah, you know what? We could do this is more like the dry grass. Mix that with the dirt. That might be a bit better. Plus the intensity's way down, so this is taking longer than it should. We'll come back in certain areas though, and you know, make it look more rocky. Yeah, that looks like hot ass. Not the good kind of hot ass, like the sweaty, been working out in 40 degrees Celsius weather for 10 hour stinky ass. But we kind of got, you know, the idea's there. The idea's there. It's a start, so we can come back to it. I generally do, yeah. I mean, it's not too wild. We're not meandering quite as much as I originally thought maybe. But you know what? This is probably a bit more realistic. And as well, I do want to keep this open if we do decide to do kind of that building thing I was talking about at the start of the episode. You know. Once this is all done, though, I promise it's going to look so dope. We'll clean this rock shit up. Do some custom rocks. I don't know what happened there. I do not know what happened there. There you go. Oh shit. Emergency number 2. Emergency number 2. I gotta go poo-poo. Alright. Enough of that. Let's rough it in. It's roughed in. So now I gotta work on segment 2. We might even have to do like a few stages of this, which is kind of crazy. But I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Let me just pull this back out like to here. For now. And then we'll start spot 2 right around here. Go to this guy. Let's go back to 3. I think 3 is what we did for the other dude. Yeah. Now, can we get water in there? No. It's fine. Didn't think I could. But we gotta test it. Okay. Test it again. That's super shallow. Actually, I kind of like that. You know what? I might even pull this up later. Because I really like the idea of being able to see the bottom. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of more of a trickly stream. I don't want it to be like some crazy super river. So yeah, I think shallowing this up. You can even pull this up now. To get a better idea. And if we do it by hand, it's gonna make the bottom and you know, it's gonna make it look different. Right, if we use the flatten to foundation tool, it'd go quicker, but then it would just all be kind of same. See, some of this stuff I'm going a bit maybe too far up, and we need to do some texturing. Then we throw in some rocks and all that shit, do some more smoothing. I definitely, because see here, you can't see the bottom, right? Unless you actually go right in there. Which is not what I'm going for. I'm going for more of this shallow shit. This one I'm just going to make a bit deeper to start with because I feel like it's going to be a bit easier to work with. But then we'll shallow it up later. Okay. So now, yeah, I almost feel like this has got to be another short-ish segment. And then we got to do another one kind of here. And then maybe even another. Oh, man. We're going to have to do so many of these little rock jobbies. We got to bring that pretty close, though. Shit. There we go. So basically, you see this little lip here? That's going to be covered in rocks like we've done over here. To kind of maybe seem like, you know, the water's just kind of slowly trickling through. But again, if I remove that, this wouldn't work. Unless we just lowered this part even more. And by the time you get up here, it would be kind of like a crazy canyon, so we gotta trick it. And trick it we will. Actually, let's pull you back a bit again. Just leave it there. Hey, man. What is this malarkey? Did I do something wrong? Did I offend you? Let's just smooth this out a bit. What in the hell? Maybe this is just too close there? I don't know. That generally seems to have been it. This side is definitely shallower. That's okay. That's okay. And then we need another section here. Just gonna have to do this one a bit more manually to start. Music. Oh, I was gonna say music. Where are you at? As soon as I said music. There it at. There it at. This one's definitely gonna be tricky. Maybe if we fill it with water and then go to work. Yo, why though? Why? Why? I hear an ambulance outside. Please don't be coming for me. Yo, we could actually almost assume like a waterfall at this part at some of these. We can get some small kind of sprinklers. So it's like little rocky waterfalls. Ah, and then it's like the water's kind of tumbling. So maybe we do that here. This is like a deeper sort of waterfall. Because this transition is kind of crazy, actually. This is going to take a lot of finesse, though, man. Why are you the way that you are? Every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be. That's a quote from The Office. I love you guys. I wasn't talking about you. You guys are great. It's when Michael's talking to Toby, because he hates Toby. Like, this is just weird to me, though. Like, it should work there. You know? What if I do... Let's just do flatten the foundation. Make it a bit wider here. For starters, for testing purposes. Let's pull you up way too much. And then we'll push you back down. Like, I don't want it to go up that much. I just, like, right there. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That seems better. Okay. push it down as much as humanly possible. Oh shoot, undo that last little bit. There we go. Yeah, we can probably get all that down. Again, I don't really want it to seem like a canyon or something. So we can do some more gradual grading on the sides. I don't know. Especially over here. And this shit. I don't even know how that happened. I guess we could pull that shit. Oh yeah, that's from all the pathway tomfoolery. Let's pull some of it in. This is my jam. I wouldn't mind this actually being like an alarm clock kind of tune. It might not wake me up though. It's too pleasant. All right. Again, we'll come back and oopsies. Fix this stuff up. I almost like, yeah, it's kind of like segments of little mini, not even waterfalls, but you know what I mean. Sections of significant drops. So we'll do the boulders and the rocks, and then we can get the small. Let's just look at that while I'm thinking about it. So this is the large splash. Let's see what a small splash is like. I feel like we gotta. Oh yeah, that's actually gonna go quite well. And then of course we can rotate it any which way. We'll hide it in the rocks and stuff. Oh. How much time do we have? Oh, we're over an hour for sure. I'm just gonna leave that kind of as a reminder. We can get a few of those. And we can do larger ones maybe for here because it's a steeper drop. But this is cool, man. I like how the game is challenging me and we're like, hey game, suck it. I will meet your challenge and I will make something wonderful of it. I think you guys probably can generally see where we're going with this. Once we get the rocks and the bushes and all that. I keep talking about rocks and bushes, but that's like painting a room and putting up curtains and getting good lighting. It's just a few small things go a long way. But you can already see how this wall it's automatically less boring by the fact that we've got kind of this river going through here, right? This is nice and straight and orderly. And then you've got kind of just the gentle, meandering, natural sort of stream. And I don't know why, but it just makes this nicer now that it's kind of just consistent and reliable. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's invoking all these strange feelings in my body. I'm tingling. You know what? I'm also thirsty. Oh, man. I'm loving this, though. I hope you guys are enjoying your time with me. I really do. So now we're kind of in the home stretch. This is going to be easier. We'll do another kind of trickly section here, and then a flat spot there. And I think we'll be good for this episode. So let me just kind of... How do we want this stream to go? Because we also have this pathway. We're going to... Oh, yeah. I was going to have it kind of go down like a rock cut here with some steps and such. But I think what we might have to do is come down this way. And then we can do a small little bridge that goes over the stream on this side. And then it can... Although, wait. Because originally I had this pathway going this way. Now that's something. Do I still want to have a pathway on this side? And then we can have... you know, 2 paths, and then eventually they meet up into the one. I kind of do like that idea because then we can put a couple rides, small rides or something in between here. So we'll see. But let's do the nature part first, and then we can just work around that with the paths. So let's just let's go like this. I almost wanted to kind of fall down this way. Actually, let me increase the intensity for a minute here. Redo part of this. Okay. More like this. Yeah, get it down so we can really see what we're going for. And I want it a bit wider up here too. We can make the St. Lawrence River. Ooh. St. Lawrence River. Oh, man. That's a pretty significant Canadian landmark. Basically, we need to do like a wide-ass mother that just like... Wow, it would be start out small and then it gets wider and wider and then it just goes into the freaking oceans. But it really wouldn't work in this space as much as I wish. All right, and then we'll connect it up there. But then it's going to come down this side. And then maybe we do have it. All of a sudden it's like, no, I got to go this way, man. Let me just get rid of this pathway for now. So it comes here. And then it does like a boom. It hits like kind of a cliffy thing. And then that gets it. Some tighter turns in here. It's kind of moving a little bit faster, and as you know, it gets fast and fast and fast, and then boom here, and then it slows down nice and gentle. Also, let's edit this. Let's move that out of the way. We'll keep these guys here just as, I don't know, reference, but you know, we're gonna work around this tree. I like this. So we can kind of get some kind of crazier looking turns and stuff, and then yeah. Then it slows down and it smooths out a bit. Obviously, it's not going to be quite as steep, but yeah, I can dig that. I can dig that. You know, it's going to be funny, but there's a place, the Niagara Escarpments, called Balls Falls. There's Niagara Falls, which is another huge Canadian landmark. You know what? If anything, we could almost... I don't know where we would put Niagara Falls if we were to try and do that. It's so big. But Balls Falls is pretty cool. It's kind of tucked away. It's small. It's not crazy big like Niagara Falls, but it's nice to get away because it's not too far from Niagara Falls. You know, it's outside of Fonthill. No, it's way past. It's not way past, but it's past. It's like a 15-minute drive from Fonthill, something like that. But it's nice because it's not like it's a tourist destination of sorts, but it's not like you go to Niagara Falls and you're just swarmed by so many people. Like, you can go there and you can actually relax and just kind of look around. There'll be a few other people in the summer, but anyways. Dudes. So you know what? I never really thought of what we'd put kind of more back here. There's a lot of these areas. I don't really know what specifically we're going to put in most of these spots, but I keep forgetting we've actually got so much room. I do like the general terrain here, though. I like this. I don't want to alter it too much. That's cool, though. Let's see if we can do... let me push this as close as we can get it, just so we have very little, whatchamacallit, grass to hide. Alright, that seems to be the limit. That's okay. Let's pull this up a bit more. Again, try to make it shallow. That might be too shallow. Well, first let's paint it like this. But yeah, that might be a bit too shallow because you can barely see the water. Like, this one's a nice balance. You can still see the bottom, but you can also tell that there's water there. It would help maybe if I got this stuff down a bit more too. Not too much. You know what though? This can be high on this side. Kind of a little elevated on one side. Actually, I'll like that. Once we get some trees and stuff, that'll look good. But when it's naked, this looks it looks awkward. Reminds me of the episode of Seinfeld where he has like a girlfriend. Or like a girl he's seeing for a short time. And she does everything naked. And he's like, he's like goes on this rant of how weird it is to see her just doing the dishes naked, or like just picking up some car keys that fell while naked. It just was a turnoff for him. And I don't know, I think it's funny. Jerry's always complaining about stuff. Okay. I don't quite like that bit there. Yeah, pulling these sides a bit. I don't really want the sides to be more narrow here. I just didn't want the bottom part kind of jutting in. Like you can see here. There. And then push some of it down a little bit. Oh, we found the limit. Alright, and let's just give this a little smoothie. How do you guys take your smoothies? Are you smoothie people? Man, I wish I got into smoothies at a much earlier age. You know, kids can be kind of picky and stubborn, and I certainly like that. But then once you realize, you're like, oh, I've been missing out on this my whole life, and then you kind of like overdose on it. I love like mango, raspberry, a little banana in there too, just to give it a little more thickness. But yeah, that's my go-to. There's this place when I'm traveling down to Kingston area. They got these like en route, basically, you know, pit stops. They got like Burger King, Starbucks, Tim Hortons. They've got like an Eastside Mario's kind of pizzeria express sort of thing. It's weird. And then they got this extreme pita place. So I go there, I get like a buffalo chicken or something like that, and load it up. And then they've got these smoothies. I get the berry mangalo. It's a bunch of berries. It's mango. And, you know, Barry Manilow. Let's play on that. Okay, I'm just looking at this stuff at this point, but I do want to kind of let's just place a couple boulders in here before we leave. Just to kind of show maybe what we can do, and then we'll get the little splashers going back in here again. For this section, I definitely don't want too big of rocks. Let's get rid of that by pressing space. Just take it nice and slow to start. Okay. Just rotate this guy a little bit. Get a couple uses of him before we switch to another rock. Like this guy maybe. Oh, that's a big beefy hunk. But if we can get most of them to hide. I gotta sneeze. Okay, I don't actually have to sneeze. I was waiting there, you know, that awkward point where you just like, you actually want it to come. You just like get rid of this stupid sensation, you know? Shit or get off the pot. Alright, nose, let's get this going. But it didn't go. Told you. This isn't how I go. Definitely want to get some smaller rocks at a certain point to kind of clean it up a little bit. But just keep going with some of these big guys. Oh yeah, that's kind of nice. Here we go. We have a lot of peanut oil and we are gonna cook with it. Just barely cover this. I wonder if I go back to terrain and just even reduce this down to 1. There we go. Actually, I should have done that first. We're getting this down a fair bit more. Oh. Shoot. Hey. I can't press exit. I can't press exit. What happened? The game is broken. Are you seeing this shit? I think I broke the game. Oh, lordy. This is not good. I can't save the park. Guys. I think my game crashed. Oh boy. There are autosaves. This is the first time I've had kind of like it crash or anything. But I can hear music. But no, the interface is not working. Okay, I'm gonna come back in a minute here and hopefully load up an autosave that, you know, we don't have to redo too much or anything like that. So just, well, I'll be back in a blip. All right, we're back. Yeah, game crashed. I think the game crashed. I don't know. But I don't have really any other apps running on my computer while I record other than Fraps. And then I do the audio on my laptop completely separate. And then I merge them and render it and all that stuff in editing. Whatever. Anyways, we're here. Although when I loaded up the autosave, we did lose the rock stuff and it brought us back to this time. Just look at this though. It's coming along. Just this the sunset reflecting off the water. Yeah, beautiful, right? You see a couple stars. It's dope. I'm gonna set it so bright. I apologize. Set it back to this time, and we're just gonna quickly finish up or like redo this section of rock. Fortunately, it was only a few minutes lost, so all this stuff is pretty much as is. Although I do want to do... Yeah, we'll smooth all this shit out later. Actually, we'll have to pull up some of that probably, but... Scenery... We want our axe. Start with the big dudes. Again, this will be like quite a bit different from what we just did. But that's okay. Just put that there for now. Yeah, let's get this beefy guy right like that. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Degs. I like Degs. And then this guy rotates just a little. Like that. Hey, 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 hey. Actually, I don't think that's gonna be so bad. Let's get a couple more kind of up here. I don't like that one for that. Let's go like this maybe. And try this side. Get them down a bit lower. It's a bit more of a transition. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we do. That's how we do. Nah, that doesn't work there. This guy, however, is not working here either. Actually, that, in that way, I can live with that. Alright, let's actually do this part, though. We're getting too far off to the sides. Actually, that's pretty good right there. Mix it up. Too small for now. Shoot. I wonder. Maybe we could just kind of use this guy more like, that doesn't quite feel right either, though. Alright. Now we start filling it in with progressively smaller dudes. We're getting the hang of it. I'm a little rusty with the rocks. It's been a couple episodes. Forgive me. You go like so. Yeah, I'm gonna get you there. This one's kind of funky as is. There you go. Too large. How can we use you? That's a good start. Go back to the smaller guys. Bring you down. And then fill them up. I'll put maybe a couple more here just to transition it a bit better. I mean, yeah, this is not ideal, but it's better than looking at this, right? And then we'll have a few more rocks. It's not like the whole thing is going to be lined with rocks, but we'll just kind of want to pepper a few more out so it kind of eases into it a bit. All right. Let's see, can we just like get this guy? Just lower him way down. That's actually not bad. I can live with that. Can you live with it? Because I can live with it. And if you want to live with me, you gotta live with it, because I'm living with it. I'm also living with Liv Tyler. It's not true. Okay, let's get something a little more flat down here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. This is cool though. I mean, it looks kind of cool. Then, like I said, we get a couple more just to help with the transition a bit. Pepper a couple that aren't connected, for sure. Just kind of randomly place a few. Excuse me. Whatever. We'll do more on this side, on this bank. We'll get some trees and bushes and all that shit. But let's go back to the scenery props. Find the water doohickeys. Oh, it's special effects. My bad. Start with the small. And we'll just barely have this nozzle showing there. Let's hit play. Yeah, it's probably better to do it with it on. We're probably going to need a few of these to... Let's go to medium. Okay. That's the ticket. We're going to have to start rotating some of these. Yeah, we definitely don't want angle snap. I know we're losing money, dudes. Don't worry about it. We definitely need more. Especially in the kind of central area here. And then we'll have a couple down here. What does I mean, that's... Oh, jeez. The large is just... It's, like, significantly larger than the smalls. Yeah, although... You know, when we're kind of not looking at it, it doesn't seem as quite as crazy, and I do like how it's doing this shit down here. Let's get another one, maybe like this. You know, like the water is kind of hitting up against this rock, splashing up, and, you know, it's trickling in. You can always tweak it later. I know they haven't been tested. But you see now. You see. Now we just need to do this 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be a big endeavor, but that'll be fun to do. 3 more times. So I think those are probably candidates for time lapses in future videos. Is just kind of getting those sections in. But it's going to go a long way in terms of getting this little river done up. Actually, I can't wait. I'm really we're not. This isn't even coaster shit. It's not even like real attractions per se. Just nice little scenery shit. So go down here. It'll trickle down a more gradual kind of thingy, and then. I mean, you know, we can get a few of these splashes as it's hitting around these corners, just to kind of emphasize, like, it's kind of crashing into the corner, and then it's redirecting, crashing, redirecting. And then, yeah, it kind of slows down. But I gotta say, you know, for a quick little jobby there, that's not too bad. And one more thing. Let's just go to bushes. I like these guys. Because it's like, you know, they look like they're near death, but they're impossible to kill. And I feel like, yeah, they're like, yeah, I'll grow pretty much in rock if you want. This one, it'll be a little bit more, you know, life filled because it's actually got some soil and some more nutrients. And maybe we'll do the same thing right there. Just to get it going. I like that, man. So we'll have more of the large sprinklers kind of up here. I might even come back and get rid of this large one and then just do a few more mediums. Just so we can really emphasize, you know, that by the point in time it gets to here, it's really not as powerful. It's kind of crashed up against these rocks and slowed down a little bit, crashed up against these ones, slowed down a little bit, crashed up here, and then, like, by the time it gets to this side, it's just like, alright, I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected. Plus, it's not, like, going down a hill anymore, so it's not going to be picking up any speed. Gravity's not going to be doing its thing. Man, I like this part, actually. I'm glad we did that. People can kind of... Dudes. Get a few rocks in here. Like I said, put a few of those little bushes in there. Put some kind of gates. Oh, man. And the sound, right? This is another huge thing I've talked about in earlier episodes of how the sound of water is a very important element of a lot of public spaces. That's why you're used to seeing fountains and water and stuff like that. I know for some people there's, you know, the fear of maybe drowning and stuff and they're not as comfortable with water, but by and large, you know, just little slight trickling water, not like an ocean. It's been proven to help calm people in public spaces. It just sounds nice. So it's really cool to have that sound in the game, right? With just this water as is, we don't get that sound, but by adding the special effects, it completely changes it. Oh, look at the mountains way back there. How much you want to bet I could throw a football over the mountains? Back in '82. Oh man, and then this shit with the ivy, and we should clean up, just get this corner and stuff. Figure all this shit out. Actually, yeah, because well, the pathway, if we get it, we'll do the stairway. Maybe we have to do another turn. It won't be 45. Actually, we could do 45. It could come down here and then do a 45 back like here and connect up. But then we also need to connect it there. Or maybe this pathway doesn't start until you get like somewhere closer over here, and then it splits off. And then you have this one. And then it connects up again here. And then there's like the tunnel idea there. Man. See, it's all starting to come together. The more little elements we add in, the better. I'm quite happy with this. That's why I'm still here, just looking at it. And then just imagining this whole river. You can hear the birdies. And look at this shit. This is like some kind of shit you'd find in Minas Tirith. Or Gondor, or Rohan, or I don't know. What's the one that's like the tree? It's a single tree up on that crazy-ass peak. Looking over the whole city. Isn't that Minas Tirith? Tirath? Minis? Minu? I don't know. Yeah, and people... Oh, man. Which they can look this way and they see the river. Oh, yeah. They look this way and they just see the natural, raw nature. Maybe they see a moose out there or a grizzly. Oh, not actually in the game because they don't have animals, but theoretically. This way they see that large lake, and then we'll do our best to make this kind of nice and relaxing too in the mountains. Every which way you look. Seriously, dog. There you go. So now we know how to do gradually, what do you call it? The rivers that go down in elevation. Just do segments. At the end of each segment, do some nice rocks, get the little splashy effects. Doesn't seem too unrealistic. The game has given us a limitation. It's not like giving us a limitation on purpose, but I mean, there's a limitation with the game. But we said, nah, that's not going to stop us. That's what I love about it. Anyways, I am going to stop rambling. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. What are we going to do in the next video? Maybe we actually go back to that coaster. Maybe it'll be time. I don't know. I know it's declining because they don't have any rides to go on because they're all closed and not tested. But, maybe we do. Maybe we do work on this. Maybe we work on tunnels. I'm going to wait and see how you guys react. I mean, all these episodes are done just the night before you see them. So that way I can input any feedback you have, any ideas, and since I'm starting to pose a few more questions, I want to see your answers before I just go off and do something. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do though, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, there's the like button. I hate asking about it, but it does make a difference. Damn you, YouTube. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We welcome you to the Fox Den. But anyways, that's gonna do it until the next video. I say unto you, peace out.